This is Alyssa and Matt of Roses and Revolutions, and today we're going to be sharing with you our top 5 tour tips. Want me to go first? I'll go first.
Do it.
Number 1, as a singer, I find it so important to have a portable humidifier or a steamer of some sort for your voice for just different climates than what you're used to. I found a couple of different ones. You know, you see the typical one that everyone has, like I think a Vicks makes it, where you can put it up to your nose and it steams your sinuses and stuff. That's always really helpful to do before shows. And also you can get one that you can just put like a bottle of water attachment to it, like a humidifier, and you can put it next to your bed at a hotel or an Airbnb. I found that to be super helpful. Go ahead.
Number 2, sound checks. Sound checks are so important, and usually you need a lot of time to get everything done, but sometimes you find yourself on a bill with multiple bands or as the opener, and so many times we've gotten on stage to sound check and they're like 10 minutes, 15 minutes indoors, and then we're stuck. And so really go in, talk to all your band members and prioritize what is the absolute most important thing that you need to make the show work. For example, local sound guys always love to start with the drums, and then they go through the whole drum set and they check the snare, the kick, the overhead, the cymbals. And we've been there where all we finished in the sound check was the drums, and we didn't get to run in-ears, lead vocal, click, track, and all we have is good sounding drums and nothing else. Most sound guys can actually fine tune and get drum tones and guitar tones on the fly or after, as the show's going. So even though it's not ideal, we do that last. Start with lead vocal in your monitors, and the rest, especially if it's multiple bands or an opener, you can get on the fly and you can figure it out, but just get the essential stuff to get the show running.
I like that one.
Yeah.
All right, next one. If you are driving, which most of us do, drive from gig to gig, and don't have the luxury of having a tour bus, etc., check your oil life and your tire pressure. Especially, again, going through different climates and just different terrain, like it's really important. You don't want to be late or miss a gig, God forbid, because you blew out a tire or it went flat, just because it could have been something avoidable. So fill up your tires, get that oil change when you need it. Ask the rental company or whatever where you can go. Be diligent about it. Just be good about it. Good.
All right, networking, but not, I feel like when bands go on tour, and we used to do this, if you're the opening band or if you're with other bands, you network with the other bands, which is great. But one thing that we've learned is really beneficial is to network with the other band's crew members. On the last tour that we did as an opening act, we really spent time with the headliners, roadies, sound guys, load and stuff. Not only for the next show do they really help you out and get you more time for sound check and stuff like that, but they also, believe it or not, like become your friends and also help pitch you for other tours. We've stayed in touch with crew members of bands that work on other touring acts, and they've actually spread our music and gotten us gigs that way. So network not just with the band members, but with the crew members.
Yeah. Last but not least, if you have the luxury of staying in a hotel and you are driving overnight. So there were a lot of instances on our last tour where we would leave after a show and get to the next venue, or not venue, city, or even just drove some of it. Make sure if you're arriving after 3 a.m. at the hotel, you call ahead. I made this mistake once and I'll never make it again. Make sure you call the front desk and tell them, hey, I have a reservation already, but I won't be arriving until after 3 a.m. or just tell them your ETA. And once I started doing that, every single person I talked to was like, thank you for letting us know. No one ever does that. Because if you don't, you end up as a no-show and they'll charge you and they might give away your room. So there's nothing worse than driving all night, getting to your hotel, which is the best feeling in the world, and then being told that you don't have a room anymore. So yeah, those are our 5 tips. I hope they help.